Greetings. My name is Dr. Kimberly J. Davis. I am a spiritual scholar, educator, intuitive healer, and the founder of the Journey Healing Institute. I hold a PhD in philosophy and religion with an emphasis in women's spirituality. My life's work, it lives in the intersection of ancestral wisdom, embodied spiritual practice, and the healing of historical and intergenerational trauma, particularly as it is experienced by Black women. I am honored to share my book, Soul to Soul Healing, Transforming Intergenerational Trauma Through Spirit, Ritual, and Remembrance. This book was born out of both scholarship and lived experiences as a Black woman, a mother, a healer, and a former corporate executive. I have witnessed, both personally and professionally, how trauma does not simply live in the mind. It lives in the body, it breathes in the soul. And when it is not named, honored, and healed, it is carried across generations and throughout our families and communities. So at its core, soul to soul healing responds to the erasure of Black women's spiritual lives, an erasure that is inextricably linked to our healing, to our wholeness, and to our collective survival. Across mainstream religion, metaphysical studies, and healing literature, Black women's embodied spiritual practices, ancestral wisdom, and historical approaches to healing, restoration, and empowerment have long been dismissed, distorted, and rendered invisible. What compelled me to bring this work forward was witnessing too many Black women suffering from the effects of historical trauma in silence. And some of those effects are exhaustion, fatigue, superwoman syndrome, disconnection, disembodiment. And our lives became centered almost entirely around work, productivity, and accomplishment. This suffering is not accidental. It is the result of centuries of historical trauma rooted in the commodification and objectification of Black women's bodies. So as a result, we tend to experience profound health disparities driven by chronic stress and anxiety, which are precursors to hypertension, heart disease, and diabetes. And these things contribute to an elevated risk of strokes, cancers, and maternal mortality. Now, what set this book apart is that it moves beyond personal self-help and centers collective healing. Healing that happens in families, in lineages, and in community. And so as a result, Black women are not healing alone. Soul to Soul Healing offers a four-phrase framework that helps us remember, restore, reclaim, and resist. Through ritual, ancestral practice, reflection, and storytelling, I invite readers to remember their divinity, restore their overconsumed bodies, reclaim their power and wisdom, and resist the internalized systems of oppression. Soul to Soul Healing is not only a book, it is a experience, an embodied collective of practices, a remembrance, a return. This work also opens up a doorway to a larger body of work that I am in the process of preparing, that I see as follow-up to extend the Soul to Soul Healing framework. The first book that I feel would be a significant follow-up is My Life Through the Akasha, the ancient journey of a Black woman's soul. And this work is deeply personal for me, and it's a spiritual narrative that draws upon decades of intuitive practice and past life remembrances that I have had as an Akashic reader. And it shares soul memories and spiritual downloads that have guided my own personal and collective healing and opened up portals for remembrance and restoration. And so I thank you for the opportunity to share my work. And I believe deeply that healing is not only personal, It is ancestral, collective, spiritual, and revolutionary. And these are the reasons why I am so excited to offer and to bring soul to soul healing to the world. Thank you.